And we are live. Another episode of Talks for the People. This is episode 2. I am your host, Alan. And how are y'all doing today? Cody, what's going on?
What's up, Alan? I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here.
Hi, Steven, how you doing?
Doing good. How's it going, gentlemen?
Doing good this week. First things first, guys, we wanted to start off and remind you that it is currently November 4th. We are pre-recording this episode for got some stuff going on within the podcast family right here. We are pre-recording this episode. But do not forget, on November 16th, Mr. Steven over here will become Starburns. And we will be filming the whole procedure of our buddy shaving these stars into his beard. And we know that you want to see that video, but we need your help to show it to you. What we need you, look, we've got 18 subscribers right now. 18. We're off to a good start. This podcast is, at the time you're seeing it, only 2.5 weeks old. I feel like we're doing a good job. But we need your help. We want to double that number. We want to go ahead and get up to 35 subscribers. And I can already see the analytics. Over half of y'all that watch and enjoy this podcast aren't subscribed, man. You're not subscribed. We love that you're watching the video. Just hit that little red button for us, and we promise as soon as we hit 35 subscribers or November 16th, whichever, November 16th has to come first because that's when we're shaving him. But if we hit 35 subscribers, we will upload the video for all of y'all to see. Now, this
title the video, "The Shave of Shame."
The Shave of Shame. All right, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's episode. We had a little bit of a forewarning on the last episode, I do believe, but from what me and Cody understand, and we have no clue where this is going, he's kept it to himself, but we hear that Steven's got an interesting story about the first time he was ever babysitting.
Yep, it was a wild one. So I've always loved kids. Always. I've always wanted kids of my own and all that jazz. So I had some friends that had an event to go to, and they were like, well, we have to go to the event, but we have these 2 kids. These are 2 boys. You know, we don't know what to do. I said, hey, look, I'm your guy. I'll volunteer to do it. Let me hold your boys, and y'all go to your event. So it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure one of them was 2-ish, and the other one was about 6 or 7-ish. So I'm excited about it. Boys are awesome. So I was like, this is going to be a blast. So I had this whole night planned out. You know, I had an Xbox with the camera on it where we could play, you know, interactive games and stuff. And I planned, like, we could hand make pizza. I was like, this is going to be a fun night. They're going to love it. So we get started with the night, and they drop them off, and they give me the whole spiel. Thank you so much for helping us out. You know, we really wanted to go to our family member's graduation or whatever it was at the time. So I was like, no problem. Don't worry. It's going to be a blast. So they take off. And of course, I'm like, well, you know what? The first thing we should do is start making dinner. So let's go ahead and do that. So we get the pizzas ready. We get all the stuff on the counter. And surprisingly enough, a 2-year-old and around a 6-year-old was the cleanest thing we done all night. Hand making pizza, putting the sauce, the cheese, all that jazz. I'm like, this is gonna be the best night ever. No problems at all. So we sit down and watch this movie, and of course the 6-year-old is at that stage where 5 million questions. And I don't know if you've ever been around a 6-year-old, but those 5 million questions all happen within a 20-second time frame. All of them. So we sit down and watch this movie with dragons. It might have been How You Train Your Dragon or something like that. But within the first 10 seconds of the movie, hey, you like dragons? Do you like green dragons? Do you want to see that dragon? What if that dragon's bad? I'm like, yo, son, I've had no time to answer the first question. Slow it down a little bit. I can work with you. Just slow it down. But to no fail, he keeps his questions up. And about halfway through the movie, after about 1.5 million questions, he's like, hey, you want to go throw a baseball? I'm like, that's kind of off topic. But yes, let's go throw a baseball. So we go out in the backyard. We start throwing a baseball. And the 2-year-old, we have a little hill in the back, is running up and down the hill. And he doesn't quite have his feet up under him. So I'm watching out of the corner of my eye this 2-year-old run up a hill and then take 2 steps down a hill and face plant. I'm dying. I want to laugh out loud. I mean, he is just like penguin waddling, and he hits that hill and whoop every time. And I'm like, hey, whatever he wants to do, he's not hurt. Go to town, my man. This is where the trouble really begins. So we're in the middle of throwing a baseball, and the 6-year-old throws it to me. His eyes like get the size of watermelons and said, I gotta go, and then drops his glove on the ground and runs inside. Like, what's going on here? Like, he just said, I gotta go. I'm like, where's he going? Like, we got nowhere to go.
I know that look.
So I, of course, got the 2-year-old in the backyard. So I was like, let me grab him up. I'll bring him inside and let me see what's going on. So I grab him up, bring him inside, and I talk. I'm like screaming his name, like, hey, buddy, where you at? Where you at? And he's like, I'm in here. So the bathroom I had was like a 2-section bathroom. It had the kitchen, not the kitchen, but the bathroom sink, and then a door that separated the toilet and the bathtub from the sink. So I turn the corner, and it's there on the floor. And I'm like, what happened? Everything was so fine. What happened? And I can only guess. I'll show you. I can only guess that he runs into the room to use the bathroom, and as he does it, he drops his pants and he sprays as he turns. So it's all over the floor. I kid you not. I'm like, yo, what is going on? He was like, my stomach doesn't feel well. I was like, boy, hit him quick. So I turn the corner and there's poop. I kid you not. It's on the tile floor. It's on both rugs.
Oh no!
It's on the toilet seat. It's in his drawers. It's on his underwear. It's on the shower curtain. I mean, kid, this is stuff you see on the internet, and you're like, no, people don't really poop like that. No, dude was straight Nerf gun spraying it. Woof.
What kind of pizza did y'all make?
We didn't even eat the pizza yet. The pizza hasn't happened yet. So I am still trying to process this. So I'm standing in the door frame, like just kind of staring off into space, and this 6-year-old, like a full-grown adult, staring up at me is like, "What you doing?" And I look down. I'm like, oh, I realize he's using the bathroom here. I was like, I'm sorry. Let me give you your space. So I close the door and I walk out. And I'm sitting here like, I can't believe he just repainted the entire 2-section bathroom on the way in. Blew me away.
Oh, good God.
I pick up everything. I clean it out. And he's finally done. And he calls my name. I'm like, oh, God, what happened? So he's like, hey, what do I need to do? I said, well, just put your clothes back on. He's like, yeah, but it's in my underwear and my pants. So I gave him some big gym shorts, and I tied them up real tight, and he wore those for the rest of the night. He was like, what about underwear? I was like, you can just free ball. And I thought to myself, I'm like, he's 6 years old. I can't be telling him he needs a free ball. I'm telling you, I'm baffled. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. I'm frantic. I'm like, oh, my God, what's going on?
You
So
didn't even,
get back,
you didn't even get a bath?
your underwear. So we're past that event. I'm happy with it.
Wait. He didn't even take a bath?
No, he wiped himself up and he just put some shorts on and went to town. He was done. I mean, I don't think he needed to. The way he was spraying, none of it got on him. I'm telling you, none of it got on him. He projectiled it everywhere. So he put his drawers on. I put his shorts and his underwear in the washing machine to wash, to clean them up. I knew I had about 5 hours left so I could get them clean. So that's all in there. We're done with it. The pizza's ready. We eat, and they eat quietly, which I'm taking a breath. I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm not listening to 100 million questions. So they eat their pizza. They're all good. I'm like, okay, sweet. The night's going to go smooth from now on. So we get done eating the pizza, and I had this, bacon cookies. We had some easy bake cookies. I was like, hey, guys, let's make some cookies. They're like, oh, yeah, awesome. Let's go bake cookies. So we made the cookies, and then I put on one of those interactive games. So they're in there. It's not Dance Dance Revolution, but they're in there just kind of dancing around and playing on the Xbox.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. Besides the poop All the food is clean. I'm like, the pizza went well. We didn't get stuff all over the place. And then the cookies got done. And I didn't think about it. And they were like, yay, cookies. So they got the cookies in their hands and they're still playing games. Well, they're both like double fisting cookies. And they're playing these games where they're doing this. And they're warm cookies. So they're just like ankle stomping cookies into the floor. Like playing their games. And I'm like, oh man, that I should have known better. I said, hey guys, let's sit down and relax. So we sit down and relax. We finish watching a movie. I get his clothes out of the dryer. Everything is done, and they just text me to say they're heading over. I'm like, okay, night's done. I mean, it could have gone better, but it was fun, right? It hit me at the very beginning of the night. The 2-year-old's not quite potty trained. And they told me that. They were like, he's not quite potty trained. He has a diaper on and whatnot. So I never thought about it. But towards the end of the night, I was like, look, let me be a responsible babysitter. Let me check the diaper before they get here. That way, if I need to change them, I can. Yo, so I kid you not, when I tell him that, hey, I'm going to check your diaper real quick, and I go to grab his shorts to check, it's like Play-Dohing out the back. He's got it running up his back. It's folded over the back end, and when I go to grab it, my hand goes clean in it. So I'm just, it is just mashed potato just foaming out the back, and I'm like, I thought I was done getting pooped on for the night. I thought I was done. So as I'm checking, I'm holding him in one hand with poop just like covered in a hand, and I hear the door knock, and I'm like, I don't know how to answer this door. Come in, please come in. So they open the door and they see me, and she's like, oh my gosh, let me get him and change him for you. You go wash your hands. And I'm just like, wow, all of that happened, and it happened so fast.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
That was the first major babysitting experience, and it went 90-0, and then back to nothing, and then 90 again. It was wild. It was so crazy.
No.
Poop everywhere.
I remember there was one night when my daughter was really young. I'm talking like a year or younger, and if you're listening to this and you've got kids, to my knowledge, every kid has done this at least once. But I had Jamie was out with some friends or at her mom's or something. I was at home with the baby, and it was getting late. I had put her down. We were doing one of those timings where Jamie could get out of the house, and in between feedings and all that. So I hear the baby start squirming and moving, so I go to check on her. And babies, at least this 2-year-old you were watching was standing up. So like it was just rolling out the back of the diaper. But you know, when babies are in their crib, they're rolling around. And when I tell you there was crap from the top of that diaper to the bottom of her neck and all over her back in the onesie. And if you don't know me, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna hurl. So I panic. I've never had to deal with this. I like kids. I take care of other people's kids. Crap like this happens, I give the kid back to their parents. I'm home alone with my own child. I call Jamie, babe, something happened, and now I got Jamie freaking out for a second because I'm home with the kid, and I call her freaking out that something's happened. So now she's freaking out. I'm like, it's everywhere. She's like, what's everywhere? I said, there's shit everywhere. She said, what happened? And I explained to her what happened. She's like, I'm headed home. You're going to have to do the best you can. Have y'all ever seen the very first episode of Full House?
It's been a long time.
When they tried to, when Jesse and Joey tried to clean Michelle's dirty diaper, I did a solo version of that in the shower. I peeled her onesie off of her, made sure the water wasn't too hot. I'm holding this child up by her arm. I've got the shower head in the other thing, and I'm just sitting there just spraying it all over her so that I don't have to touch the crap that is now like neck to feet. And I'm just showering her off. My only concern is to get all the mess off of her and get her in clean clothes. The onesie and everything else that got left for Jamie. I know I'm horrible, but she had to clean that up. I almost threw up on my daughter. I'll put it that way. So I did the best I could to clean her off.
See, that's funny. It's like you don't ever think and expect that to happen, and especially like in my story, of all the things, making your own pizza with the dough and the salt, it has more moving parts than anything. That was the cleanest thing we did all night. Baking easy baked cookies was messier, and then of course, both children pooped on me. So it's.
That's amazing that the pizza was so clean. I know when me and my brother would always make homemade pizza, man, it was everywhere.
You'd like the powder,
cheese and sauce and flour, yeah, just everywhere.
And I expected it. I planned for it. I was like, oh, I know this is gonna be dirty. I know I'm gonna have to clean it up. Cleanest thing we did all night. Like when they took the ladle to put the sauce on, it was like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, if that's all you want, I'm done. That's no mess. that's your perfect pizza, man. Good job.
I can only imagine.
Didn't turn me away from kids though. Still love kids. Not a big fan of poop, but love kids.
All right. Well, for those of y'all, y'all might have heard about a little channel on YouTube, and I use the term little sarcastically. I am a fan of Rooster Teeth, and Rooster Teeth has used to have a show called $1 Million Butt. So if y'all were a fan of that, you might see where this is going, but I'm sure these two haven't heard the questions I'm about to ask. So the premise is that you're going to be given $1 million with a stipulation, and we're going to find out if these two would accept the money based on the stipulations that I've selected. This is 4 questions I've picked out from the show, and we're going to see how they react to these questions. Y'all ready?
Sounds good.
Far away.
All right. First question. You get $1 million. Cash, tax-free. But for the rest of your life, every time you sneeze, you teleport somewhere random in the world. Do you take the money?
Dude, that is rough because I've got on this sneezing thing in the last 6 months. And I'll sneeze 4 or 5 times an hour. I'm going to be lost.
Well, I tell you this too. That is a tough one because I fear, like I can swim, but I'm not trying to sneeze and be stuck out in the ocean for 12 hours until I sneeze again.
I mean, okay, look, we'll put it random. It's solid. You're on solid land. I mean, or you're in a boat. I mean, you're not going to be 47 meters deep with a shark. Yeah. Huh. But now, I mean, think about this. I mean, you could, like, you sneeze and you could end up in North Korea at the middle of the palace, and now all these guards are like, "What you doing here?" I mean, they could.
So that is a tough one because you also have to ask yourself, if I sneeze and I want to get back home, I have to pay for that plane ticket back.
Right.
So you run out of that $1 million if you sneeze once a week, just traveling home every time that happens.
Yeah, there's no way.
I don't think I could do it. Yeah.
No, that's a no for me.
Yeah.
And to Cody's point, you said you sneeze 4 or 5 times an hour. Almost every time I sneeze, I'm one of those people, it comes in groups. So if I sneeze once, you can go ahead and the second one's coming. I do it too. Hachoo! Every time it's twice.
So
But like, I'll be in India and then I'll be in France. I'm like, oh man, again.
yeah, my luck, I'm gonna sneeze. It's gonna send me to like England. And I'm gonna fly back home, and I'm gonna get in the door, and just
Sneeze again.
achoo, I'm back. I'm gonna go to. I'll be
Yeah.
in Japan.
I might have to be out. Yeah, I don't think I could do that one.
Okay.
I would get
I'm out.
All right.
No way.
Similar question, but not really. This one could get a little more interesting. And I know y'all both have significant others, so put yourself in the mind of a single person as well. $1 million tax free, do whatever you want with it. But every time you fart, you change sex.
Question. Is this changing sex? Am I going to be like a mirror image of myself without the beard and the other parts, or
No, you become like an attractive female version of yourself. Beard goes away.
okay?
So kind of like the Snapchat filter.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not? Give me my $1 million.
I might have to back out because, I tell you why. It's because you could never have any form of relationship with that. If I sneeze and I'm a new or if I fart and I'm a new person every time, I can never go on dates. I can never spend that time with anybody. They're gonna be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, but
I'll
you
have
could.
$1 million, but I'll be by myself my entire life.
But look, if you're let's say you're on a date, you're at a restaurant eating, and you feel the urge, you got to fart. Just go to the bathroom, but you gotta do it in even numbers, right? You gotta try to cut it off and get another one out where you go back to you.
But that's the problem. Do you go back to yourself or do you just keep
No,
changing gender?
you go back to yourself. Like it's just
Okay.
flip flopping between two people, like the female version of you, like Cody said, like the Snapchat filter, or then back to yourself.
I'm in. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd do it.
Do that.
Can you imagine the scenarios though? Like, what if you do have a good date and you're home and things go all the way and you go from bumping uglies to bumping muffins if you let a little squeaker pop out.
Or even worse, you make it to marriage, and next thing you know, you're in bed, and she's coming home from work, and you toot, and there's a woman in your bed, and it's you. Your wife is like, "Who are you?" And you're like, "It's me. It's me."
What if you accidentally married someone that took this deal?
Oh God.
Yeah, you'd have to spill the secret. Be like,
What if they had only done it once, and they didn't do it again until after you were married, and you married a man?
And you didn't know it.
Not saying anything's wrong with that these days. I really don't care. But what if that's not what you're into? You married this attractive girl, and then you're the little spoon, and she's cuddled up to you, and then she lets a little squeak out, and all of a sudden you feel pop. Like, oh God!
Oh my! Is that a mag light? Are you happy?
She brings the beef plus.
And another question. So you get to a certain distance, you start getting engaged and married and stuff like that, and you toot, but you don't do it again for like 2 years. So your significant other thinks you ran away. You're gone.
I don't know about you guys, but I ain't no way I'm going 2 years without farting. I ain't going 2 hours.
Have an emergency can of beans in the house for these situations. I would do it. I'm in. Give me that $1 million.
I wonder what constitutes, it being a fart. I mean, does the pooch count?
Air leaving your butthole.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, I'd do it.
All right.
I'll take it.
This is
How about you, Alan?
I would take it. I'd be too curious. I mean, I couldn't turn it down.
I think there's most men say if they were a woman they'd be the biggest, around. So
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, I think not too many men that wouldn't take that.
All right. I've got two left. I'm gonna save what I think is the most disturbing one for last, and we'll go for another fun one. For this one, you get $2 million, tax free. Buy whatever you want to with it. You know the drill at this point. But once a month, for a 24-hour period of time, you are numero uno. You are number one top of the FBI's most wanted list. You don't know what day, but you are given a 3-hour advance notice.
If they catch you, is it over?
If they catch you, you're locked up. Like, as far as they're concerned, you're number one most wanted, locked up for life if they catch you.
So your money's probably still there, but you can't use any of it because you're locked up for life.
Exactly.
But wait a minute, how long does it last?
24-hour period. If you can evade the FBI for 24 hours once a month, then you're good. But like I said, you only get a 3-hour advance notice, and it's not like on the 15th of every month. You don't know when it could happen October 31st and then November 1st. You've got a 3-hour head start.
But what if you get arrested and after the 24 hours, you're like, hey guys, y'all got the wrong guy. And they look and go, hey, he's not on the list. And they let you go.
Well, no, you're not going to be on the list because they caught you. You're in. Like that's the stump for this question. Okay. You get caught, you're caught.
If they don't arrest you after that 24 hours, they just kind of forget about it and walk away.
Yeah, they forget about you magically.
They're like Grand Theft Auto cops. You can murder somebody, walk down the street, and be like, "Oh, hey guy, how's it going?"
Exactly. If you make it to 24 hours, then you're good.
Honestly,
for that month.
I think I would do that, and I would have some way to lock myself in a place where they can sit outside, know I'm in there all day, but they can't get in and arrest me until that 24 hours is up. I think I would take that bet.
I'd take a bet that they could get in 24 hours. If you're on that most wanted list, they're bringing the tanks in.
Yeah.
They're getting in there.
So you're risking $2 million to be somebody's Bubba.
Yeah.
Hey, Bubba.
But you could build you a pretty kick-ass bunker, right? You could.
Yeah,
that's what I
only you know where it's at. You'll
never be able to travel outside your circle because you don't know when that day's going to come.
It would kill your social life. You wouldn't be able to have much of a family or anything if you're having to on a 3-hour notice. You're having to just run off for a day. Yeah. Well, it only been 24 hours, though. You might get away with that.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be tough. I think I would risk it.
What do you say, Cody? You risking it? You taking the money?
I'm gonna say no. Not for $2 million. If it was more, I probably would.
You're looking at like 6.
Looking like 10.
Yeah, I'm not.
10.
I'm not taking this one. I've had minimal experience. I've had minimal experience, and if I was to ever get caught and not get away, I wouldn't survive in prison. It's not going to happen. I can't take those chances. It's not worth it. Okay, we saved the best for last, and I'm curious to see where y'all go with this one. $1 million, tax free. Do whatever you want to with it. Every year on your birthday, the moment you turn whatever age, you get warped back in time and you have to watch the moment your parents conceived you from a different angle every year.
That's tough.
Whoa, wait. Start over.
Every year on your birthday, the moment you turn whatever age.
So at midnight.
Yeah.
Or midnight, or the moment you were born during the day. It could be 2 p.m, whatever. But the moment you officially turn your next age, you're warped back in time, and you have to watch the moment your parents conceived you from a different angle every year.
Like the second or the
no the whole experience that night.
Yeah, that's tough because I don't know if my dad was a marathon man or not. I mean, was he one of those 2-hour rock stars? Because I mean, if so, I don't know how I feel about watching that for 2 hours. But then again, if he was a 10-second Tom, I'm in. It's like, oh, all we have to say for 10 seconds. Let's go. I'll watch that every year.
This is really awkward because I think my parents watched these. I don't know. I'm gonna say no. It's not worth it.
I don't think
It's not worth the image I'll never be able to get out of my head. So.
I don't think I could do that one. I think you're alone on that one, Steven. Well, look, that's why we're buddies. You can use the $1 million and share it with us.
Yeah, I mean, so my mindset is to say it's maybe it's an unselfish thing, but my family will have $1 million, and I have to sacrifice, just throwing out a number, 30 minutes a year for this event, so my family can live better off. I think I would. I mean, I might, and I think the thing for me is I'm not thinking enough about what I have to do. I'm thinking more of I'm focusing more on the money.
Right.
I think if I thought more about the event, I would probably be like, can't do it.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. You're only having to for 30 minutes a year. You're gonna throw away.
And then
$1 million or $2 million?
$1 million.
Throw away $1 million for 30 minutes a year.
And you got to imagine this. I mean, he might be on the right track. You got to imagine this. Eventually, wouldn't you just pop some popcorn and be like, "I've seen this movie 10 times already. I know everything that's going to happen, so I just got to sit here and eat the popcorn while I watch this movie for the 15th time."
Question: when you go back in time, do they notice you're in
No, they're not aware that you're there.
Oh God! I was gonna say it's one of those things where I have to stand in the corner and be like, "I'm not here."
No, they're not aware you're here. That's all I've got.
So this is like a Christmas story. It's like the ghost of Christmas past takes me forward and is like, "Hey, this is what happened."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I would do it. I think I'm in. I mean, like I said, I'm probably not thinking enough about the event, but I can't think about it. I'm just gonna stick to the money and be like, "This is worth the sacrifice." I'm going with that.
All right. That's all the questions we've got for tonight on our $1 million question. Again, full credit to Rooster Teeth for that bid. I just thought we could have a good time with it tonight. And Cody, just checking with you. It's me and Steven's talked a lot tonight. You got anything you want to say? Anything on your mind?
Well, I got a question. If y'all want to try to answer it,
Absolutely.
All right, so let's say you find the magic lamp from Aladdin, okay? And let's keep the same rules as they had in the Disney movie. So you get 3 wishes. You can't bring anybody back from the dead. You can't make anybody fall in love with you. And
no more wishes.
And and you can't wish for more wishes. But I'm going to add another one. You can't wish for money. Okay?
Okay.
So what would be, we'll start with you, Alan. What, if you got 3 wishes from the genie, what would you use? What would you do?
Well, number one, I found a loophole to this whole thing, and I won't use it, but I found a loophole to this. Get you a piece of paper and just write down everything you want. And the genie's going to say, "I told you no wishing for more wishes." You're like, "I'm not." And you say, "My first wish, I wish everything on this piece of paper would come true." So, I mean,
dirty.
You've got a loophole, but we won't use it. So it was no falling in love, not a problem. I got a wife, happily married. No bringing anybody back from the dead. There's a few rock stars I'd like to see what they could do that I feel were taken too early, but I can agree with the no from the dead. We can't wish for more wishes. Now, see, you took my biggest one away from me. No wishing for money.
Yeah, I mean, that just seems too easy, you know.
It's too easy. So I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. One thing that I've always not so secretly wanted, I feel like everybody not everybody, but most people want it to some extent. But would you consider wishing to be famous wishing for money, or is that okay?
No, that's fine. I mean, you can be,
Like,
yeah. I mean, you can have all the accolades that comes with it, the fandom, the house, the life, the lifestyle.
I think that's what I would want, and it's not just for that. It's just I'm a very social person. Like I, a lot of people I'm very introverted when I'm by myself and everything. But you get me out in public, and I'll talk to a brick wall if I think it would talk back. Like I'm very extroverted once you get me out in public. You can ask my wife, I don't want to go, I'm not going, I'm not going. Then it's like one of those TV shows, the scene transition and the person's actually there, you know? Well, that's me. Like I say I don't want to go all day and I end up going. And then I have a good time and I'm talking to everybody almost to the point where I'm probably annoying them. So I think whether it would be back playing music again or if my Twitch career was able to take off, uh, I think I would. I think I would want to be famous in some aspect. The egotistical part of me, the vain part of me, wants to be uh, walking down the street and get recognized just once. Like that's what I want. I want to be famous.
So just the one wish?
Get two more.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I think that would take care of everything. Honestly, like that's it. Because if I was famous, I could use the money that I would get from that to buy everything I want. I'm not gonna ask for everything. Like I'm
Well,
good.
it could
I,
be real easy stuff. I mean, like if you, man, I wish I had this bass. I know you play bass.
oh yeah.
Boom, there it is.
Well, I was gonna say I know my three. If you want me to go, and you can ponder upon it, Alan.
Well, no, I'll take that one. I got two more good ones. In a similar vein, without asking for money, I would want my daughter to never be in need. I I grew up. I won't get too deep in it on the podcast. I don't feel like it's the place for it. But I didn't have a ton of stuff growing up. My parents did the absolute best they could, and the only thing I want in this life is for my daughter to not want. So if I had a wish and I could solidify that happening, I think I'd just never have her want for anything. And then the other personal one for me, I've always wanted a Warwick Thumb 5 string bass. If you want the exact model I want, if you go back to Mudvayne's first album, the bass the bass that Ryan Martini played in Mudvayne from the infamous Dig video, you know, boom boom ding, boom boom ding. You know, like I saw him playing that, and then I got to see him in concert. I want the Warwick thumb bass 5 string.
Cool deal. How about you, Steven?
Oh man, I've been thinking about my own. All right. Wish number one, Jeannie. I want to be the lead owner of Disney World.
That's a big ass wish, man. That's awesome.
I firmly believe
Now he's your boss.
To keep Disney going and keep it magical for kids everywhere. I believe that with my soul. But that also carries the financial aspect. So I will become wealthy by doing that. So I'm not directly asking for money. And on top of that, my family can go to Disney whenever they want. I own it. So that's awesome too. But just overall, being a huge Disney fan all my life, and let's be honest, Disney owns like half the planet. ESPN, own it. Okay, so I mean, Fox, they own it. Marvel, they own it. Disney is Illuminati. Let's be honest. They run the planet. So that's my first wish. I wish to be the owner of Disney World. The second wish, I wish to have a second child. I have a gorgeous daughter right now. She's the best thing ever. I wish to have a second child. And the third thing, and y'all are going to laugh at this because I'm not a music guy. Not a music guy. I wish that I could go to a week or weekend festival where all of the greatest, in my opinion, bands of all time just play one after another. Like, I would have loved to have seen Michael Jackson in concert. I thought that would have been an amazing experience. I would have loved to have seen Aerosmith in concert. I don't think they're really touring that much anymore. So I don't think that's going to happen. But I would love to have seen Johnny B. Good in concert. That would have been awesome. So just in my mind, all of my favorite songs, favorite bands, groups, whatever it is, just they decide magically, yo, we're having a week concert. And they decide, you know what, one after another. Even if it's something wild like, hey, Bob Marley's up, Backstreet Boys is next, get ready. Whatever it may be. That would be my third wish. I would love to have a concert where all of my favorite songs are played by the groups. You know, Michael Jackson's dead now, so obviously that's not going to work. But that would be my third. Well, I guess that wouldn't work because that'd be bringing back somebody back from the dead, wouldn't it? Well, everyone that's alive. Aerosmith is still alive and kicking. I want to see them. But I would love to have a concert with some of my favorite songs sung by the actual person. That would be great. That'd be cool.
Look, I'm telling y'all, it's mostly rock and metal, but the closest you're going to get to that right now, and something that is something that's on my bucket list, is I want to get over to England one year. I want to go to the UK and go to Download Festival. 3 days, multiple stages, rock and metal all day long, and I mean they have everybody from the up-and-comers that are brand new record contracts, some of them you haven't even heard of, all the way up to the likes of Tool, AC/DC, Kiss, Korn, Slipknot headlining the main stage. And when I say, like, I think the last time I watched a live video, 80 to 100,000 people, it looks like an ocean of people when you get a metal band up there. I mean, you get Korn playing Blind. I mean, Jonathan Davis gets up there, are you ready? And it's just an ocean of people just bound. God, it gives me goosebumps. I love live music. 2020 can suck my left nut. This has been a horrible year. This has been the first year since I was 16, and I turned 37 years old yesterday. Yesterday, November 3rd, was my birthday. It has been 21 years since I have gone an entire year without seeing a concert. This year has sucked. I'm ready for 2021. Bring it on. I need live music in my life. I'm going crazy.
And I bet that is tough to not see a show all year. You didn't see one in the spring early?
The earliest one I had was March. That was supposed to be In This Moment, Black Veil Brides, and that was the first one that got canceled. That was supposed to be in March. That was going to be the first one of the year.
Man, I made it to a show this year. That's sad.
Yeah. Yep.
So what about you, Cody?
Well, okay. So my favorite all-time guitar I would like to have is a '59 Les Paul Gold Top. I'd love to have one of those. So I'd probably wish for one of those. Although I don't know how much I'd play it. I'm really not a huge Les Paul fan, but as far as playing them, I just love the way they look.
Old school solid body?
Yeah.
15-pound guitar?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. You know, my favorite band ever is the Eagles. And I would love to play one show with the Eagles. That would be a lot of fun. And not suck. Like, I don't have to be 2 wishes. like I need Jeannie, I need you to make me unbelievably good at guitar for one night, and I need to play with the Eagles. That would be fun. That would be a dream come true. Let's see. My last wish would be, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'd like to have. I don't know. That's tough. I'm one of those guys, you know, it's like I I don't really need anything. You know, I don't have to have anything. I'm happy with what I got. So I don't know. I guess I'd like to have I'd wish for a 12-string acoustic.
There you go. And
No, 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 no. Better yet, I want the double neck electric, the 12-string and the 6-string on the bottom.
Okay.
I want one of those.
If you get one of those, you got to play "Welcome Home" by Coheed and Cambria for me. I want to see you rock it like Claudio. You got to grow out the afro, everything. I want you to rock like Claudio. Welcome home. Yeah, we got.
I'll give it a shot.
We got to rock it out.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, guys, we are hitting that magic mark where we like to wrap it up. We like to keep it short and sweet for y'all. We are at that 45-minute mark, so we want to go ahead and wrap this up. We thank you for joining us on episode 2. And Steven, you want to give us the final shout out since it's happening to you, what we got going on?
Yep. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share to your friends, and we get that 35 subs. We're going to live feed Star Burns, baby. We're going to have stars cutting the sideburns, and I heard there's a new addition. I might get the Hulk Hogan as well. It's going to be wild, and you will get to watch the actual shaving and the goofing off and stuff that we do in person. 35 subs. So we need about, 13 more? 12 more? So like, share it with your friends so they see it, they like it, subscribe to it. We get that 35 subs. We're gonna show it live, and y'all get to enjoy the 15, 20 minutes of goofing off that we're going to do, and they take my manhood away from me.
All right, guys, real quick, for the golf fans out there, the tradition, unlike any other, starts this coming week, the 12th to the 15th, the Masters tournament at Augusta National. The next show we do, I'll touch a little bit on the how the tournament went, give you my thoughts on it. I don't know if Alan I don't think I've ever talked to Alan and Steven about golf, so I don't know if they keep up with it at all. But this is my favorite tournament of the year. It's normally in the spring in April. Due to COVID, it got moved to this time of year. It should be interesting, and yeah, let's look forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be I usually check out the Masters. It's like I check out. I don't watch a lot of NFL, but I watch the Super Bowl. I keep up with the World Series. I don't watch a lot of baseball, but no, I watch the Masters. It's gonna be interesting seeing them play on that course with no crowds as well.
Yes, very good point. Yep, no patrons.
I mean, you're not going to get that infamous Bubba Watson 180-degree wraparound because he's got to go around the fans. I mean, he would have a straight shot. That was an impressive. Y'all, if y'all have not seen this, just type in Bubba Watson incredible shot Masters. Go watch. I don't care if you're not a golf fan. Go look at this YouTube video. This man makes I don't even know what degree that is. Like he does this. Is that 90 degrees? He makes a golf ball do a 90-degree turn, man. It's
and with the wedge too.
Yeah, with a wedge. Okay. He knocks it out.
So yeah.
All right, we're hitting about that time. We got people coming in to say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We thank y'all for joining us on episode 2. We will be back on, let's see, like I told you at the beginning, we are pre-recording this episode. It will be going live for you on November 7th. We will be live again on November 15th? Is that it?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. November 15th. Yep. We'll be back live. We know we got this episode dragging on, so we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Everybody, peace out. Thanks.
Peace out.